Hey everyone, welcome back to This Off-Grid Life. I just had dental surgery a few days ago, so I probably am not going to talk very much. I'm probably not going to be smiling because my mouth hurts right now. So
I'm going to smile extra large for the both of us, and I'm going to talk twice as much because that's my duty as a good, supportive man.
just don't make me laugh because it hurts.
No laughs. So we're putting on skirting. We're going to start to put skirting on our bus today. So what I'm going to do is get Katie to mill up this ugly old piece of cottonwood here. Katie's never used the mill before, and if it wasn't for YouTube, she probably never would, but I told her, it's your turn. So it's her turn. I'm sure she'll like it. It's fun. I enjoy doing it. I don't see why she wouldn't. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to mill 2x4 cottonwood. We're going to screw them into the ground with 6-inch long ugly screws, which, you know, will hold when the ground freezes. And then I'm just going to put plywood on top and just drill it into the bus. Katie's going to get on the mill, and I'm going to give her a rundown right now on how to do it. Are you ready for a rundown?
Yes.
Let's go. Those are sleepy ants. They're choked.
So we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary out here. This will be our 3rd winter in the bus.
Holy
Is that right?
shit.
3 years in the bus. One of our first mistakes living out here, we did not skirt the bus
For the whole winter.
the whole winter. We moved out here in December, beginning of December. It was flippin' cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We always joke about it because I'd be in like Ugg boot slippers, fleece pajama pants, and then
Naked.
a bra
Come
or
on.
topless up in the inside the bus because the floor was so cold and the heat from the wood stove was like 36 degrees at the top because we
30, 20, 10 to -4.
yeah, it's cold.
Even though the floor of the bus is insulated, we live right on the edge of a mountain. So when the wind comes up from the lake, it's
Yeah.
the wind. The wind
Yeah.
is the worst. A calm day when it's -20 isn't even that bad. But when the wind kicks up and it's -5, it's terrible.
Yeah, it just sucks all the heat out. Last winter we got the skirting up and we were amazed at the difference that it made. Amazed. So if you live in a school bus or an RV or even just a house that's up off the ground, skirt it. You won't regret it.
You have to skirt
Yeah,
it.
you have to skirt it.
a long enough of a screw, I'd say. Had I any foresight, I would have grabbed shorter ones.
We'll be the first ones to say it's effing ugly. But that's what we gotta do. We weren't supposed to be in the bus this winter, we were supposed to be in a house, so.
Yeah. We're not putting money into this.
You helping? Who's that?
Yeah, that's what shit.
Yep. Ghettoville.
Ghettoville.
Feet are cold. Let me keep your feet warm. Don't go that way. Put your head out. Oh, so cute. You're in my jacket now. You gonna be warm? No pooping, okay? Okay, bye.
Yeah, Katie, I'm gonna build you a house one of these days, and you're gonna love the way it looks. I'm a craftsman, you know. Well, it's gonna work.
It's pretty hideous.
What are you talking about? It's good. Free. I paid maybe 20 cents for screws.
Okay. Free. Sometimes free isn't beautiful.
Yes.
At least we'll be warm. And probably just gonna light the bus on fire when we have a house.
Oh,
Because we'll be so sick of looking at
there
this.
will be a humongous celebration when we drive this thing out of here and we have that much more area to do something with.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be good.
Anyways, let's talk about our winterized water setup.
Yes. So we have a 1,200 gallon cistern, half buried, because I buried it by hand, which was a brutal job. But this cistern is half buried because when I got past 4 feet, I got into rock, and there was no way I was going to try to start digging into rock. So this is our water for the winter. We go about, I would say, 2.5 of these tanks in a winter. Anyway, so what happens is the water in here stays warm with the geothermal heat of the ground, or it doesn't freeze because it's got enough insulation. I've got insulation packed around it and put, we didn't have any issues with this freezing last year, which is good because it was cold. And then underneath here, I've got a line that comes up that has a heat trace that goes along that line. So just in case it freezes, I can plug in the heat trace and it'll thaw out the line. So this right here is our line insulated that has the heat trace in it. So if it ever gets too cold, I can just plug this in and it defrosts the line. With the skirting, nothing underneath here should be frozen. It'll be close, but not quite. But we did have our water freeze a few times last year. Skirting wasn't as good. This is where our water goes into our bus. So this is the hole coming up from the bus, coming up the water line. Now, I've got 1/2 inch water line. This is the wrong way to do it. 1/2 inch water line is like, it's not the right line, but it's what I had, and it works. But when we build a house, everything's obviously going to be to code. This is, most of everything with the bus is haphazard because
So is that too small or too big?
Too small.
Okay.
Way too small. Yeah. I
So
had to reduce it. It goes from 1 inch to 1/2 an inch. Actually, this is over 1 inch. So
yeah, we've got water line comes in.
Goes into the pump.
Into the pump.
And then goes into the filter system. And then it goes into another accumulator tank. This is an accumulator tank built into a pump with a pump on it. I just didn't want to unhook this because it's not doing any harm. And then it runs to a manifold and then sends it off to all over the bus. So our old setup when we first got here 2 years ago was a 55-gallon drum.
The bright blue ones.
The bright blue ones that I would fill weekly. And
We had an RV pump, and it would just freeze all the time.
It would freeze immediately, yeah.
Every time I hear of people wanting to use an RV pump to have in their little off-grid cabin or whatever, I'm just like, don't do it. It's
They're
a
garbage.
waste of time. We went through 3 of them in the first winter, couple months.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really happy with this one we have here. We'll try and link it on Amazon if we can find it.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
It's a Mastercraft. You can get it at Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
But use an AC pump. This is called a shallow well pump. It's a 1/2 horsepower shallow well pump. It's totally fine. It's given us no headaches. It does have a bit of a power draw, but it's only for a moment because it's got the 20-liter accumulator tank on
And
it.
it's a little bit loud, but that's fine.
It is what it is.
As long as it's working.
The showers are normal pressure. I'm not continuously back here trying to fix the plumbing. It's all right. So we went from a 55-gallon drum to with a dip tube in it with RV pump hooked up to it. Then we went to the cistern with an RV pump hooked up to that, and pulling out of the cistern was way too much for the RV pump, and I went through 2 of them because of it, because just pulling that water up was way too hard. Priming it was a nightmare as well, trying to get it primed to the pump from down below. Not the right tool for the job.
So we're gonna call it a day. My mouth hurts. I'm gonna go get the ice packs and sit on the couch for a while and warm up. But yeah, thanks for watching another episode of This Off-Grid Life. This is how we prepare for winter. Make sure our water doesn't freeze and that we can have warm in the bus. So yeah, we'll see you next time. You want in? You guys want to go inside? Want to go inside, guys?